Hello, this is Kevin and Cynthia.
Hello.
Last stop for today. And where are we?
Thakeham.
And what church we at?
St Mary's?
Correct. It's very easy to tell, really, Cynthia. Look, if you just look at behind you.
Behind me?
Yes. St Mary's of Thakeham. It took us about 18 minutes to get here. There's the church, Norman Tower, stone built, under a stone roof by the looks of it. And we're going to have a look round here in just a moment. So we're going to have a look round the outside of Thakeham Church, St Mary's. The church is actually situated in the lower end of the village. Lower end, but on this raised area overlooking fields. And they stretch across to Warminghurst. Yeah, there's all the cemetery here. I don't think there's any of my ancestors buried in Thakeham Church. We've got a little door here on the southeast corner of the church. There's nothing left. There is a church mentioned in the Domesday Book, but there's nothing mentioned about that at all, or survives. So this is the east end of the church, and the dedication of St Mary's is not found before 1830. As you can see, it's looks like ironstone, mainly ironstone, with some larger blocks of stone. I just wanted to bring you over here just to show you the views across the valley there towards the farm, rather large farm. And I'll pan round back to the cemetery. I remember reading somewhere that the tower is not perfectly square, and it dates from about the 1500s. And also something about the removal of a presumed north tower would probably have followed this, leaving a transept and the same height as the south one, which the north tower. The north tower would have been on this end, so I'm assuming they mean on this transept here, that there may have been a tower there at some point. This is the door at the west end, right at the base of the tower, as I'm looking up and up and up, and you can see where some of the stonework's been replaced with new stone up there. It's obviously very badly worn. There is a brick gully running around the base of the church, which is obviously collecting all the rainwater. So let's just carry on round here to see if I've completely missed the south transept, which I did. There it is, just past the south porch. The tower is actually described as a square-headed bell openings, and the battlements are typical of the early 16th century. Less usual is the top, which is neither a cap nor a spire, but a gabled roof. So Cynthia and I now come inside the porch by these glass doors just here, and we had to come in because it says a note on there about, because it's an ancient building, they want the doors kept closed. So just in front of us we've got the main door to the church in this south porch with the name Thakeham above it, and we've got a plan just in front of Cynthia. We've got a plan of how the church sits, and there is a mention of the tower there, which I mentioned on the outside, but yeah, and it just shows you there how the tower is not square to the church. So let's have a look inside.
1500.
Yeah, 1500. We'll have another look at as we go in. Cynthia and I are now inside the church. As you can see, And we've got this rather splendid looking font made of stone with this decoration on top of it. And we've got the bell tower there with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like 6 sallies coming down. And that's that's the base of the bell tower. Let me just pull these curtains just a little bit apart, just to try and show you up into the tower. Huge tower, and offset, not square, to the church. So we've got a south and north transept. Let's have a look here what we've got here. It looks like a four pews here. And that is obviously something of significance because of the coat of arms there, but there's nothing there to tell us what it's about. But again, just look at the depth that the windows are set into these very, very thick walls. And I'm just standing underneath one of the arches, and look at the size of these. They're huge. And that was the north transept. This is the south transept with a huge obscured leaded light window with its own separate piscina just here, and it's used for a bit of storeroom as well. But there was some wall paintings found here at one time, but they were painted over, I believe. We got the pulpit here. Again, we've been into several churches today, and they've all had different designs. This one's got a stone plinth, and then we've got a wooden pulpit itself. So let me just stand here. It's surprising. You are high up above the congregation, just here. The pews and benches in this church look as though they are original. So I'm now going through the arch between the nave and the chancel. Again, what looks like original benches here. And the beautiful windows, beautiful, and something that really took Cynthia and my breath away really was this window on the east end. It's huge, absolutely huge, but it's stunning. Beautiful, beautiful stained glass window. And again, another huge tablet there on the wall, plaque. And the stained glass window here, and it says St. Francis, in loving memory of Reynold Henry Murray Francis, born March the 6th, 1858, and died December the 13th, 1921. We've got 2 tombs here. One by looks like an aumbrey. It's not a piscina, I don't think. So we've got 2 tombs in the southeast corner. And this one has got what looks like I can't really get to see that properly. I don't know if I can get in there. I shouldn't probably do this, but I'm going to, because, and I'm probably going to have my shadow across it, that is depicting a knight, I think, possibly in prayer as well, with the inscription around the outside. But that's a rather remarkable top to the tomb. Never seen one like that before. But just look at that. It's got some sort of a hat on, coronet, do they call them? That's rather lovely. And I'm not sure if that's another tomb there. It could well be another tomb. We've got some brass plaques on the floor. One there clearly perhaps a nun. There's a plaque there on the floor. Can't read that. very well, but underneath this lectern here, which is rather a shame, I am going to try and see if I can move it very carefully. Gosh, that's heavy. Oh. And the reason for doing that is that brass plaque there. Now I wonder if this could be husband and wife buried here. I will get Cynthia to take photographs of those to try and see if we can decipher what that says, but I think that is Latin. Just there. And this is Beatrice, died in 1515, and here is Thomas, died in 1517, and it's Apsley, Beatrice and Thomas Apsley. The figures are small and indifferent. Beatrice was maid of honour to Catherine of Aragon. Wow. It's late 15th century, octagonal, with a trefoiled arches and the bowl and stem. Quarterfoils and stars are seemingly placed at random, with more quarterfoils on the base. So here we are, quarterfoils, and my shadow's going to get right in the way. I'm sorry about that. There we go. Detective work has been going on. That picture there that Cynthia's got in this book is showing a crest, a coat of arms, which would have been up there. There is this, and I mentioned this earlier on, that we think that this possibly, the north transept was once a tower, but it was changed, but the windows were never altered. And there was a gallery built, which would have been just here, where there's now an arch. And that was put in, and I think you read somewhere, Cynthia, in the details.
18?
It was before its restoration in 1893.
1725.
Yeah.
1725 was when that was put there.
And the watercolour by George de Paris, dated 1887, shows the interior of the church looking east and records how the church looked immediately before its restoration in 1893. So it just takes sometimes, as we said before, it takes a little bit of working out. And the pulpit there has got the lid, and the idea of the pulpit having the lid was so it through the voice of the vicar out into the congregation, but the pulpit would have stood there.
And much higher.
Today's. In fact, you can see at the bottom there is some steps going up into the pulpit.
Yeah.
So there's been lots of changes here, but it's a lovely church. It really is nice. So this was an addition to our trips today. That's lovely.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's it for today.
Is it?
That's it for today. As I said just now, this was a separate video from the others that we did today. But we are at St Mary's in Thakeham. Nearly forgot that.
You did.
But just very quickly, just let me show you the views that they've got from this church. Isn't that wonderful? And we're perched on this hillside, although it says at the lower end of the village, which is strange. So anyway, so from Kevin, Cynthia, we are at St Mary's of Thakeham, and we're going to head off, hopefully to get some food. And a coffee. Or even a glass of wine.
Who knows?
Even better. So anyway, this will be Kevin and Cynthia saying bye-bye from Thakeham, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.